You know, it's crazy. Like when you're talking, it made me think about the people who like they go on like a retreat and they walk, they meditate, like they eat mindfully, and they're just there for like 7 days. And I'm like, there's a reason people come back. No one wants to do nothing
forever.
And I think that's what's crazy in the society we live in now. Like, think about how everyone's just like, I gotta make it to the end of the day so I can watch Netflix. You know what I mean? Or like, I gotta make it to the end of the day so I can do nothing. And I think, like, for whatever reason, people think that doing nothing is enjoyable when like doing nothing leaves you more bored. It leaves you like more purposeless.
But nothing
that made me think, like, do we need some sort of like entertainment?
I don't think you like these last
like I'm not talking like media, you know, Netflix, you know,
as a
Twitter,
tenant,
but I'm talking like hobbies,
self-enjoyment, something to do to
fishing, hiking, some sort of sport.
I know.
Could that be the fifth?
I know Greek.
Honestly, that's a solid fifth though.
Greek people, they had like ancient Greece, they had like time for leisure, and time for leisure for them was like reading or like having philosophical discussions, like
fighting a lion.
Coliseum, bro. That's crazy. So I do think. Do human beings
honestly,
need
that's
entertainment?
a solid fifth, though. It is, because you do need that. It's something we overlook.
Why do people need entertainment?
It doesn't have to be entertainment, though, but it has to be.
Why? But like, think about it. Why can't I work, spend time with my family, spend time with loved ones, eat, take care of my animals, and go to sleep, and not need this extra thing to feel stimulated?
Because at least in the society we live in now, we're always like something. There always has to be something. You're always busy. I think the 40-hour work week was like created like not even that far ago, right? Because people used to not even work that many days in a week. But fundamentally, because of how much you work, you do need, if we're talking about balance, something to put that work or offset that work. I think if you look at it as entertainment, it's a little bit like, but if you look at it more just like trying something new, a new experience, traveling, it could be, like you said, fishing, hiking, getting out of your comfort zone or just doing things you enjoy, fundamentally, I think is a real important part of life.
Now let's get away from balance.
Wait, Dave, go ahead.
One second. So this brings up a question that I've personally had immense difficulty with. Is doing hobbies resting? Because I know going on my phone is not resting. I never feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
This is what I'm glad you said that.
That's a good question.
I say we leave balance. We need to talk about novelty, rest, and hobbies. Like, what are the point of them?
What's the point of so let's start with novelty.
Yes. Like, why do there was a time period for thousands of years, wherever you were born, you didn't leave 50 miles of there. That was it.
100%. Yeah.
Why do people feel the need now? Like, I gotta go to Japan. I gotta go to Cali.
It'd be dope.
Like, what's the point? Like,
I mean, to begin, first of all, they didn't like see the outside as much as we do now.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean,
100%.
Like, we have like they didn't have phones or nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, they had like maybe a picture from like when the family moved from like wherever they moved to.
Yeah,
you know, like, oh, this is great grandpa down from like Guatemala, but that's it. You know, but we're over here like I can literally go on my phone right now and see like Tokyo, Japan, and like see how lit it is over there and be like, I want to go check it out.
So it kind of goes into the, if you know better, you do better. If you know the potential is raised, you kind of have to try to fill it, right? So if you didn't know there's Canada, you don't care to go to Canada. But if you know there is a Canada and there are people existing in Canada and there's a whole life and a whole culture there you've never experienced in Canada, you might go, let me go experience Canada. And I think to a degree that's not a bad thing. I think you're gonna frame it as a bad thing.
Dude, I
disagree.
I watched this. I watched this one video.
Okay, I'll explain.
One of my buddies, his name's Luke. He sent me this video of this guy. He went to Japan and had sex with as many Asian girls as he could.
Okay.
And I just remember thinking, like, why does he feel the need to go to a different country and like have sex with a bunch of different people? And it's just like because he felt like I got to do what I see. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, bro. I watched it was like a TikTok series. I watched all like 20 minutes because I was baffled at each story. I was like, what?
But why did people feel like now you're talking about a moral compass, right? You're talking about how they determined their balance was, because why did the Crusades happen? Why did so many people die in God's name? It's because other people felt like they should. So you can go to Japan just to experience Japan and the culture and appreciate it and appreciate, oh, God created this. God created life in a version that I don't even know. They're speaking a language I don't even know. People look like people I've never even seen, or I've seen but have never like actually been able to interact with. Or you can go and be like, that girl has really big tits and she looks Asian. She looks like this anime I watched. Let me, like you can go on any, in any way you want. Yeah. And so it's just about you to determine whether or not you want to go there based off of, oh, okay, let me go there and actually like appreciate it.
It's basically just FOMO. It's like Earth FOMO instead of party FOMO.
I agree.
Really?
I feel like it's from a lack of fulfillment. Just imagine you've created your perfect life at home. You have whatever, the perfect wife, the perfect relationship with God. You do what you want to do every day. Would you want to go to Tokyo if you couldn't do those things? Like, because traveling, it's a commitment. I mean, to go to Tokyo, you're flying, what? 12 hours?
15 hours. Yeah.
15 hours?
Yeah.
And you're being taken away from everything that you love? Would you really want that trade-off?
I mean, I got a pretty interesting perspective on this because my dad was in the military like my whole life. So he moved around every year or two. Like there was like a couple of years where it was like 7 months and then on to the next place. So when you said like perfect world, like I was like, okay, perfect world is my family.
Yeah.
But like family, like home to me is not a destination. Home is a group of people because I moved around so much. So like I think that's why I'm kind of coming at this with a perspective of like fulfillment is both in the seeing so many places, but also like not locked in anywhere.
I agree.
So like,
home is where your family is.
Yeah, like right now, I mean, my parents and my youngest siblings are still at home. They're up like in Northern Virginia, and people are like assume like, oh, that's where you're from. I'm like, no, I'm like I've actually never lived there before. Like,
dang.
So. Yeah, so when you were like, you have your perfect family here, like say it's like here in Richmond, why would you want to go to Tokyo? And I'm like, I mean, perfect family, but also like, I mean, home is just the family. So if I'm going to Tokyo, I'm going with my home.
100%.
Yeah.
AKA my family.
And I just want to add on to that. When you look at it from a faith perspective,
that's good.
You might reach a point in belief in God that you go, like, you're very strong in your faith. That doesn't mean you're not going to wake up tomorrow and pray. So just because you feel fulfilled, or just because you have your family, or just because that doesn't mean you don't want to still go experience something else. You don't have to go experience it from a scarcity. If I don't experience this before I die, like it can just literally be, I've never been to Japan. Let me go see what Japan's like. I
think a lot of people do that though. Like a lot of people want to go to like Vegas because of stories they've heard about Vegas or people who've been to Vegas. Like I feel like seldom do you like. And this is coming, I've been to 10 countries. I've been to almost every state in America. I'm not acting like I haven't, but I feel like I've kind of depleted myself of wanting to travel because I realize that, like, to his point, like, what can I do there that I just can't do here? Like, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to eat. Like, maybe there's German. Something. I don't want to speak German. Like, I feel like everyone is like, I want to know 10 languages. Like,